Hey everyone, welcome back to AHRK Encounter. I'm your host Maha, and I'm so grateful to be on this AHRK path with you. Today we have a very special guest. It's a familiar face, and of course with our guide Casey Cox together, the conversation is going to be great. We'll be discussing visions and goal setting through the lens of community. I'm excited for this one, so let's get started on our AHRK journey with this video.
AHRK is the lifestyle path to better choices. It empowers us to live life to the fullest and paves the way for people like you and me to discover our unique purpose and passion. Choosing to walk the AHRK path invites transformation and growth in 5 key areas of life: leadership, communication, mindset, community, and lifestyle. As we dive into these lenses, they redirect our focus and guide us into a deeper understanding of where we're at today and where we're going tomorrow. This is AHRK Encounter. Welcome to the AHRK Path.
Hey, well, welcome back to AHRK Encounter. My name is Casey, and as your guide, what a privilege it is for me to help you navigate choice. We take every choice and we find a better way forward because a lifestyle of better makes the world a better place to be. Today we're going to engage in understanding of community and recognizing you're not alone in the world. I mean, just simply taking that in and go, you know, you're right, I'm not alone. Now, I'm not saying you've got great connections or there's people around you, but you're still not alone in this world. And so as we look at vision and goal setting, we're going to engage that concept and go, how does community, vision, and goal setting come together? And there's a couple concepts I think about with ships. The first one is having to do with the water. It's that a rising tide floats all ships. And so as vision, as goal setting comes up in your community, everything around you is going to rise. The second thought I have is that, you know, a ship is always safe in the harbor, but it wasn't designed to stay in the harbor. And so as we look at community, it's about going out and exploring, making the world a different and a better place. Well, as those things come together with mindset and connection, I just lost mindset. We're going to go back to community. My mind always is focused on being set on the community around me and being able to set vision and give goals that are going to change community. So I've got the perfect VIP because he has helped me to figure out how to do this in my community. So let me welcome to our AHRK Encounter, Bernard Bachoura.
Thank you, Casey.
Thanks for being a guest today.
Oh, I'm going to enjoy this one today.
I think you are. you always enjoy it anyway, right?
I do.
So, Bernard, you are a VIP, undeniably.
Thank you.
That's where your purpose comes out. You are a VIP with a sense of being unshakable. Really, you recognize your identity, you show up well, and you're unarguable.
Yes.
Most of the time. No, you are unarguable, and that's where your values really come to light. What is it about AHRK that has helped you become unshakable, undeniable, and unarguable?
Well, so there's a lot of direction to take this, and really, when I put on the lens of community, which is critical, and this is why the lenses are so important to understanding life, and they're such an important part of the AHRK path journey, is for me when you bring about the word community, it's what really gives what shifted me into understanding what life is about. And so before we encountered AHRK, in a sense, there was this perspective that, you know, there is community, but it's just, you know, I have pockets of community here and there. I live in community in different areas. But there is a unified community. There's a unified mindset. There's no fragmentation in my community now. There's no fragmentation in my mindset in terms of how I see the world, how I see community, and how I see life.
Yeah.
And again, bringing about the topic of vision and goal setting, it really, the AHRK path really got me focused and really more complete in how I think and how I understand life.
I love that. And as you're using those words, one comes up for me is integrity. That there's an integrity to community for you, where you had pockets of community, you had aspects of your life that were both filled with community, but they were never integrated. And so as you have the integrity through the ARC path of saying, I am going to be the same person in this community and I'm going to be that same person in this other community, those walls between them have start to come down. Is that an accurate?
Yes. And it's before the ARC path, I never realized the fragmentation because it was normal. It's just when you go out, we talk to different family members, people that you work with, people that you have different social activities with. It's just there's different communities, and we keep everything segmented. And what on the ARC path, you start to realize that when we do that, we start to fragment our minds. And it was a huge insight and go, wait a minute. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go into different communities and encounter and be different and be encountered in a different way. And so it's that realization that we are all one. We are all connected, and our mindset needs to be really connected for us to be healthy. And that's kind of, as we talk about vision and goal setting, such a big part of that journey.
Absolutely. And as I consider you, I want you to recognize you're part of our community. It's as Bernard was describing that integratedness. We don't have pockets of, okay, well, I have this community, but they're not included in this one. So as Bernard, as you have shared with me before, that you view that listener, that individual, wherever you're at, whatever you're encountering, you're part of that community right now. So let me bring that individual and you together and go, what's your goal for them?
Is to encounter me, my authentic self. Is if I have to show up and be somebody else, be the businessman, be the father, be the community leader, be that, then I would have to put on a different hat and a different role every time I see you. So as people come into our world from all walks of life, how do we stay and be authentic and genuine with each other? And for me, this is what I want, and my desire and my hope is as you see me, you go, oh, wait a minute. I can be the same. And at that point, it transforms my world. And then, because at that point, is my interaction and engagements with those around me become more authentic.
That's beautiful. And I hope you're up to the challenge to actually reach that goal, to encounter Bernard and his authentic self. Just who is he? And if you're not sure you're really getting the authentic self, we're going to tell you at the end how you can follow up with us and let us know what you experience. But Bernard, as we engage in ARC Encounter, we go through this process, the acknowledging, the healing, the restoring, and the kingdom experience. And today, as we look at community and vision, I want to draw you into the fact that you're a vision caster.
Yes.
And yet a lot of that in your journey has been about your business, has been about your family, and yet community is being transformed for you. How you see it, how you bring it together. So as we engage acknowledgement is simply that opportunity to step back, perceive what's real, what's not real. And as I say that, sometimes we make things real in our minds that they're just made up. And in doing so, sometimes we miss people that are right in front of us. Like we don't even see the community that is around us because we've just ignored it. And so acknowledgement is to really take a closer look at what's happening and what can I gain from it. So Bernard, how have you learned to acknowledge the community around you?
I think it's just as you're talking about, it's slowing things down. What I learned is not to move slow, but to slow down that transition point. I live in a fast-paced world, and from business to family to again extended family, but this realization is that if I'm with you and I'm thinking about the next that I'm going to do, I can't be present. Mm-hmm. I'm always going, oh yeah, we're talking, but I'm going to do that next. So I'm here, but I'm thinking next. I missed this. And so a lot of it is this vision going, oh, wait a minute, who's here with me? As I look around and I scan the room and I scan people, it's who's here with me? And it's how do I be mindful of just be mindful of who's in the room and being present with the conversation that I'm having, and then pushing off distractions. What are the things that are distracting me from being present with you? And the vision is that when I come into any circumstances, I want to celebrate it. I want to enjoy this encounter, and that's going to allow me to be present with you. Because if I'm going to dread, I have to see Casey again. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. I will not be present with you. I won't enjoy the encounter. And that's where this mindset, just this acknowledgement, going wherever I go, I want to enjoy it, I want to celebrate it, and I want to be present.
So as you acknowledge individuals, it allows you to have that integrity of being present with them more of the time. So as we acknowledge, there's also there's a challenge that comes up with acknowledgement, and it comes against it. It's just making assumptions.
Yes.
If somebody isn't in your community, they've removed themselves. Have you ever found, or what do you find is an assumption that you might make that you have to come back and check yourself about why somebody's not in your community? That wasn't scripted at all.
That was not scripted.
Not at all.
Yes. And
I just did that so you could acknowledge what happens when I lob a question out there that's loaded.
So and because it's part of our everyday life. It's every time that we are offended, we have to come back and acknowledge what's going on with us. Most of the time, when somebody offends us, we look and we take that whole community reality, go, another offensive person. I have to put my guard up, or either move you aside, or it just I'm going to be just stay right there. And this reality of if there is an offense, we go back to AHRK. We go back. Wait, I need to acknowledge here, because if I have to solve why I'm offended or why they're offensive, that's a movie drama. I don't know if I want to live that. But if I'm offended, it's just a checking in, going, what's going on with me?
So you're moving us down the AHRK path.
Yes.
That offense knocks on the door of healing.
Yes.
And when we're dealing with community and we have goals and we have vision, and somebody rejects it,
yes,
we can get offended by it.
Oh.
And yet the invitation you just gave was the fact that offense probably doesn't have anything to do with that person.
Yes.
It lives inside of me.
Yes.
So invite me into an individual who has a large reach. You have a lot of community. There's got to be a lot of offense.
Yes.
And yet that lives in you?
Yes.
So what do you do? How do you release that? What is that process? And invite us into an AHRK encounter.
Well, it's a moment by moment reality. When I tell people that I live moment by moment, that, it's a cliche line.
Yeah.
But yet it's every encounter, every day, every conversation, there is because if you want to be real and authentic, like to use all these words, I want to have a real experience. But you just offended me. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
Am I going to push off, or I'm going to go, wait a minute, what's going on here? And to stay engaged with you, even though something came out that was offensive to me, it's this realization that I have to go back and re-engage you with an open mind and with an open heart. And that's the transformation that's happened to me on the AHRK path, and really doing the encounters as we've interviewed so many people that have just different perspectives on life.
Yeah.
And you go, I still celebrate them, but I don't necessarily agree, but I can still celebrate them in what they've achieved and who they are today. But we have to do that outside of the camera. You have to do that in the office, at home, with your parents, with your family members, the community at large. And that's why this is about community, is how do we check in with ourselves so that when we are offended, we start here first.
Give us a little more. I find that healing is, a lot of times when we go after healing, we simultaneously get stuck. When you acknowledge, you see, there's a problem or there's something going on, and we move into healing. And if it's not easy, we get stuck, we give up, we decide it wasn't me. How is being stuck different for you today? How do you know that? Maybe it's a different word when you recognize, that didn't just pass through. Is there a difference for you on the AHRK path? And I ask that because I believe that there's probably a goal that you'd be less stuck today than you've been stuck in the past.
Yes.
There's a vision that you have that says, I can live my best life every day.
Yes.
So as you're in pursuit of that vision, as you have goals of being stuck less,
yes,
how do you experience stuck different today?
Good question. Man, you're making me work today.
Just a little bit.
Just a bit, yeah. The concept of of an offense that needs healing is, am I loved and celebrated? So am I loved and celebrated by you? And as we engage, as we chat, as we connect, and I come to a pivotal point of realizing I'm not loved and celebrated by you. I'm offended. I am so offended. And at that point, it's that realization, what do? Do I shut down? Do I walk away? Do I attack? And how do I re-engage? How do I stay connected in this realization, this authentic moment, and to go, I still value what you say and who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it was such a huge shift because I had to change. I didn't just expect you to change. I needed to change. Because if I recognize that I still have my community, that I know who I am in my community, how celebrated and loved I am in my community, at that point, your offense is no longer an offense. I know who I am. I know what my values are. I know what my identity is, but we just don't agree on this one area. And that's okay. You have your opinion, I have mine.
Yeah.
And I can walk in that celebration, and then I can re-engage you, hopefully to try to resolve it. But if not, be going, well, we're not going to agree on it. Let's keep walking together.
I love that you draw, let's keep walking together. And that's the invitation to you. Hey, come walk with us. Come be in community with us. Join our private Facebook group and say, hey, I don't know that I'm ready yet, but I want to be a part of the community. And that's the invite for you, is to get more involved, because we're constantly growing. We're building. We're engaging because we choose restoration. And Bernard, as you highlight that, it's a journey.
Yes.
And we're walking this out, and we're engaging it going, look, I haven't arrived. I'm still learning. And yet sometimes in community, when you're the vision caster or you're the goal setter, there's an assumption made by the community that, oh, you've got it all figured out.
Yes.
You know all the answers.
Yes.
Gosh, Bernard, it seems like life is easy for you.
Yes.
How do we live into that? How do you live into that? Still casting a vision for better without losing sight of being authentic, real, and with integrity in the middle of it. Because sometimes people are looking and going, I just don't understand. My life isn't working that way.
Well, and that's the shift, is my life is not your life. We're in community together, and you have your path, your goals, your understanding. I have my path, my goal, and my understanding, but we seem to be walking in the same direction. And so as we partner, we can choose to partner, or we can just keep choosing. We walk parallels. I can see you, hey neighbor, and we can just keep walking. Maybe another 6 months we can do that. But to partner, to get close up and to go, you know what, we seem to be walking the same path. How do I partner with you? And then we have to buy into each other's vision, and going, the idea that I can cast my vision, I have to be open to seeing your vision, because otherwise there's a discontentment. If it's always about me, and for I love you, for most of my life it was all about me. I will make that confession right here. I can't even say it now.
Yeah, we just slip back into healing, and now we can go.
Yes, but at the end of the day, it's what is your vision? Mm-hmm. And is it okay for you to have can we walk together and you have a little bit of a different vision than I do? And is it okay if you don't agree with my vision? That's the restoration that I received, and that I receive every day, is acknowledging that, we are different. We're walking together. We are greater together, even though we don't see 100% the same vision and direction that we go to.
So thanks for the diamond in the mind. I want to go deeper. Same concept.
Is it going to hurt?
It's going to be revelatory.
Okay.
Talk to me about that communal aspect, sharing vision, walking together, recognizing that, and taking personal ownership for your better life. For restoration is really, you have to take ownership there. I believe that's true.
Yes.
How do you balance those when it comes to community?
You don't.
Love that.
You don't. What you just said is, how do I control the outcome every single time? And you just don't. I'm sorry.
He didn't take the bait. I set him up, and I thought, okay, he's going to go down this path. And no, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Community has to be free.
It has to be free.
You are free to be you.
Yeah.
I'm free to be me.
Yes.
And that invites so much more
Yes.
than you playing the dictator role of saying, hey, look, I'm so glad we're together as a community. Now do everything I say.
Yes. Because you will be you today, but if you decide to be somebody else tomorrow, how do I not get even more offended? And there's so many scenarios, and this is kind of that wisdom that is, as I don't know, you get to some point in life, or maybe it's the AHRK path. Being on the AHRK path is that I'm okay. I can love you in this space. I can love you in that space because I'm loved. I know who I am. I know where my family, my community, where I'm celebrated, and I can celebrate you in different parts of that journey.
And that's the beauty of a kingdom celebration, is that everybody has a unique VIP. You have a different gift, a talent, a contribution to make in the world. You have been designed with purpose. Bernard, you have been designed with purpose, and so have I. But unless we step into the celebration with our unique purpose, the world is missing out. And that's really what the AHRK path highlights, is what is it about you, me, and everybody else that says, look, I can be unarguable, unshakable, and undeniable. And unless I am, I'm missing out on my own kingdom experience. So Bernard, I ask you, how is it that you have found casting that vision of the kingdom, sharing the goals of abundance? What are some things you've learned along the way to invite more people into community with that?
So that's the joy that I found really on the AHRK path, is that as you cast that vision out, it's think of it. I'm just going to give you like this visual. It's like you're walking into a space, and you're shining this huge flashlight, and you're seeing diamonds in the rough. And so you're seeing in this space, all of a sudden, boom, there's diamonds in the rough everywhere, and they sparkle back. And that's what it's like, is when you don't go into a situation where you want to control it, you want to push your vision through. You go, you know what? I want to celebrate where I am and who I am, and I'm gonna share my vision, and for people to go, oh my gosh, I see your vision, but really what they see is a part of it, and they reach for it. And when they reach for that part of it, and you go, wow, good for you, and you see that joy in them, you see that celebration. The offense is, you didn't get all of it. Wait, come back. Yeah. It's about me. Get all of it. Didn't you get all of it? And it's when you let that go, you see what they took, and they walked away. They celebrated. You go, wow, look what just happened. I just had an AHRK encounter. It's for me. It's every moment of my day. I get to have AHRK encounters with people because I get to see them light up, and it's my joy. But if I got offended, I missed out.
Yeah,
I missed out.
And so the invitation is fresh, it's real, and it's alive for you. Don't miss out. Come, join a kingdom celebration. Walk the AHRK path. We do it moment by moment, breath by breath, as Bernard shared, and we're looking to do it in community, because anytime we isolate from the community, we miss out on the greatest win, our own growth and development of discovering how beautiful the world is. And so we are so glad that you have joined us today, and we hope you join us again tomorrow. There'll be another AHRK encounter, and there's another opportunity for you to walk the AHRK path with us.
Well, Bernard and Casey are personal friends, so they're always reminding me the importance of community. And as I allow myself to be challenged and continuously work on this area in my life, I'm also seeing the amazing things that are happening from taking the step and trusting and opening up. So maybe that's why I come back to AHRK, my community. And so I'd like to invite you to join our social community. Our Instagram, Facebook group, YouTube channel. You could find all those things with our handle at AHRKpath. And you can find our most updated resources on AHRKpath.com. We also have courses and amazing podcast sessions to keep you inspired and keep you going on our app called Circles Now. Well, I'm your host, Maha. It's been a pleasure to be with you. I hope to see you soon on AHRK Encounter.